I should have known something was wrong when Dmitri started keeping his car unusually clean. I mean, the man never washed his own car, always taking it to that fancy detailer on the outskirts of town. But then, one day, I noticed his car was spotless, not a single speck of dust on it. I teased him about it, saying he must have finally learned to wash his own car, but he just laughed it off, telling me he had a friend do it for him. At the time, I was pregnant with our first child, and Dmitri was working night shifts at the hospital. He'd always been a bit distant, but I chalked it up to stress from work. I would try to talk to him about my day, and he'd just grunt a response, too tired to really engage. I thought he was just exhausted, but looking back, I realized he was emotionally checked out. We were high school sweethearts, Dmitri and I, and everyone in our close-knit Latino community thought we were meant to be. Our families were close, and we'd often spend Sundays together, eating dinner at my parents' house. But as our relationship progressed, I started to notice little things that bothered me. He never wanted me to meet his coworkers, and he'd get critical of my appearance and weight. I would try to brush it off, thinking he was just joking, but deep down, it hurt. My therapist, Dr. Rodriguez, would later tell me that these were all red flags, signs of a larger pattern of abuse. But at the time, I just felt like I was being paranoid, like I was the one who was crazy. It was not until I found a strand of hair on his collar that was not mine that I started to investigate. I felt a knot in my stomach as I stared at the hair, my mind racing with questions. Who was it? Was he cheating on me? I started going through his receipts, and that's when I found them. Receipts for expensive jewelry, stuff I had never seen or received. My heart sank as I realized the truth. He was lying to me, telling me he was traveling for work when really, he was with someone else. I felt like I would been punched in the gut, my breath knocked out of me. I could not believe what I was seeing. 15 years of my life, and he had been living a lie. I dug deeper, and that's when I found out she worked in the same building as me. Her name was Sophia, and she was a nurse at the hospital where Dmitri worked. I could not believe it. All this time he was living with her, telling me he was working late and she was right under my nose. I confronted him, of course. I showed up at his apartment demanding to know the truth. He tried to gaslight me, telling me I was being paranoid, that I was overreacting. But I knew what I saw, and I knew what I felt. You've been lying to me for 15 years, I spat at him, my voice shaking with rage. You've been living with another woman, and you had the nerve to tell me you were working late. He just shrugged, a smug look on his face. You're overreacting, he said. You're just stressed because of the baby. I felt a wave of anger wash over me. How could he do this to me? How could he look me in the eye and lie to me like that? You know what the worst part is? I said, my voice rising. It's not just that you cheated on me, it's that you made me doubt myself. You made me think I was crazy, that I was overreacting. He just looked at me, a blank expression on his face. And that's when I knew I had to get out. I had to get out of this toxic relationship, and I had to take back control of my life. But it was not easy. I had to confront Sophia too. I had to face her and tell her that she had been living with my husband, that she had been taking from me. And I had to do it in public, in front of all our friends and family. It was a confrontation for the ages, let me tell you. I was shaking with rage, but I was also determined. I was determined to take back my power, to take back my life. You ruined my life, I spat at her. You took from me, and you lied to me. You both did. Sophia just looked at me, a mixture of guilt and shame on her face. And Dmitri Dachi. Well, Dmitri just stood there, his mouth hanging open. But I did not let them get to me. I stood tall, and I told my story. I told them about the pain they had caused me, about the lies they had told me, and I told them that I was done, that I was moving on. As I walked away from them, I felt a sense of peace wash over me. I had finally taken back control of my life, and I was ready to start anew. I was ready to heal, to move on, and to find happiness on my own terms.